Star Wars 7x7 episode 1790 today. Another one-question interview, this time with Clayton Sandell of ABC News. Let's go. Hey Rebel Rouser, I'm Alan Voivod and this is Star Wars 7x7. Thank you so much for joining me for this episode, and yes, this is another one-question interview from Star Wars Celebration Chicago, and technically I guess it is 3 questions, because of course there's the part about, hey, what's your name, what's your Star Wars claim to fame, and then there's the where do people follow you question as well, so yeah, technically 3, but really, you know, the major one when it comes to Star Wars, what do you know for sure? Which is the question that I posed to Clayton Sandell, ABC News correspondent extraordinaire. Now, here's the funny thing about this. I had a significant conversation with him before I actually did the interview and after as well, and talked to him about how it was that he came to be the guy covering Star Wars for ABC News. And interestingly enough, he told me that he had taken time off from work to go to Star Wars Celebration Anaheim back in 2015 as a fan, just to go there as a fan. And because it happened to be a newsworthy event, the folks at ABC said, well, hey, since you're there, why don't you cover it while we're at it? So that is essentially how Star Wars became the thing that it became, which I will let him describe it to you in the video, as he will at the very start of it, the first pre-question before the question and before the after question as well. And so I'll have that coming up after a brief break. And before we go there, of course, it just remains for me to say thank you so much once again for joining me for this episode. And as always, may the Force be with you wherever in the world you may be. And now stay tuned right after the break, my interview with Clayton Sandell of ABC News. Hey Rebel Rouser. If you've got a business that needs to reach a dedicated audience of Star Wars fans, or you know somebody who does, then you might want to reach out to me. I've got a show that reaches thousands of people between the audio version, the video version, and our social media channels, and I'd love to find out how I can help you with your business ventures too. Just reach out at sw7x7.com/sponsors, that's plural SPONSORS, that's sw7x7.com/sponsors, and let's see how we can work together. There we go. What's your name? What's your Star Wars claim to fame?
All right, I'm Clayton Sandell. I work for ABC News as a correspondent, and Star Wars is my favorite side hustle.
Excellent. All right, so when it comes to Star Wars, what do you know for sure?
What I know for sure is that we are going to have Star Wars probably long after I am gone, which makes me very happy because I am one of these kids who saw Star Wars at 4 years old in the theater, thought that we were done with Star Wars after Return of the Jedi. We entered the dark ages of no Star Wars, and so I was so happy to have my own fandom sort of awaken in 2015 and when The Force Awakens came out, and it is very exciting to me to see not only more movies on the way, but the TV shows. I'm now like into the comics and all this other stuff. So that is the one thing I know for sure, is that fans like me, fans like my kids, maybe my kids' kids, will be able to enjoy Star Wars for a very long time.
Thank you so much. And for anyone who wants to keep up with what's going on with you and your side hustle,
sure.
How would they do that?
Usually Twitter is the best. I joke that I am a news correspondent, so it's like half death and destruction, half Star Wars. But I like to tweet about Star Wars more often than not. So it's at Clayton, CLAYTON _Sandell, SANDELL.
Perfect. Thank you so much for your time.
All right, you bet. Thanks.
This podcast is not endorsed or sponsored yet by Lucasfilm Limited, Disney, or 20th Century Fox. It is intended for entertainment and information purposes only. Star Wars, the Star Wars logo, all names and pictures of Star Wars characters, vehicles, and any other related Star Wars items are registered trademarks and/or copyrights of Lucasfilm Limited or their respective trademark and copyright holders. May the Force be with them. All original content is copyright 2019 by Star Wars 7x7. We hope you love it.